We accept that, we respect that. But that is what is supposed to happen in a civilized society, where people can have differing opinions and we let the court decide. But in this matter, I think it is an issue of public importance. It is an issue of public importance not only to Singapore, but it has gone worldwide. Everywhere in the world now, whether it is in America, it is in Australia, it is in New Zealand, people are suing the authorities, suing the pharmaceutical companies for vaccine injury. Let me give you the latest example. Yesterday, the Thai princess, who is the next in line to the throne, collapsed when she was out running. A very healthy young lady of 44 years old, very well educated, a fitness fanatic. She was out running the dogs in the national park, Khao Yai, and she collapsed for no apparent reason. And you find that this phenomenon is repeating itself worldwide. A lot of very fit athletes die suddenly, mysteriously. At the beginning of the pandemic, not at the beginning, maybe somewhere in the middle, when the vaccines were introduced, do you know who was one of the most famous athletes who died mysteriously? Marvin Hagler, the greatest middleweight champion of all time, boxer. All right? He died for no cause or reason. And it was all hush-hush. But, you know, people put two and two together and people can come to a summation. All right? Why would a 44-year-old healthy Thai princess who has the best medical care in the world suddenly collapse? Yes, she was vaccinated. Yeah. So, my friends, let me say this. Governments may use the force of law to try and clamp down on discussion, on dissent. They will succeed initially, they will succeed to a certain extent, but I am almost sure this thing is going to blow up into the biggest scandal this century and of our generation. And we have hardly seen the beginning of it yet, from what I read from the reports. All right? I am not pro-vaccine or anti-vaccine. I have told you, I myself, I'm vaccinated. I took the Chinese vaccine Sinovac. I went for my booster shot in December last year. But after I got my booster shot, I got COVID in February of this year. All right? Now, I don't intend to have any more jabs. All right? I have read enough and I have heard enough. I will stop here. I hope I have said enough. And I appeal to you to support this mother of three and to help us raise this sum of 22,000 today. Thank you very much.
Hui Hui, you were breastfeeding your baby in front of the camera. Oh, luckily there was nothing to see. Now, Hui Hui, our total fertility rate TFR, I understand is like the second lowest in the world. How do you manage to have 3 babies in 4 years while you were a human rights fellow in residence for 8 months at the University of York Center for Applied Human Rights in the United Kingdom? How do you manage that? Your husband forced you or you forced him?
Actually, because when I started blogging in 2007, so I always say that I just want to be a mother. And all these politics thing, because in Singapore, people say that politics are all just guys. And I didn't know until when I wasn't really involved. I just do blogging and I just talk about government policies because it affects everyone's life. But a lot of people say, oh, 你不要跟我讲政治, don't talk to me about politics. But the thing is, if you go out, you buy chicken rice, then you have to pay money, they pay their rent, and they pay the GST. These are all politics, and these are all policies that affect our life. Yeah, it's like I go to hospital, whether it's public, whether it's private, whether it's restructured, these are all government policies.